While retail was totally hating that downtime for last 6-7 weeks, everyone is actually feeling bored right now. Today also markets opened with a gap up, good one, but then immediately came down and then consolidated in a very narrow range. Bank Nifty also gap up, came down a bit, but nothing much for the traders. In fact, the number of stocks and indices that hit a high that also reduced today. Today, the 52-week lows were also reserved only for two Adani Group companies, Adani Green and Adani Energy. Now, in the Nugget today, I'll address a question which has been asked a lot. I'll provide a walkthrough of the dashboard, what the reds and greens mean, the ranges, limits, and I have done a lot of changes today. So I'll talk about them in the initial part itself. And today I have introduced a Tata Group dashboard just like the Adani one. My tribute perhaps to 2611. Now the reason I mentioned in the thumbnail today that bulls are all confused or being misled because we are being made to believe right now that all is well. But remember, in the international markets volatility is there. Bitcoin today cracked a lot from literally 98,000 to 92,000 within few hours. Now gold also has been volatile in the international markets. Also, one more thing, if you look at Nifty, this is the new dashboard and I'll talk about it. It is a happy dashboard if we talk about the top companies. In fact, besides Reliance, not a single red in the top stocks. Makes us feel good that the trouble is over. But if you scrape below the surface, for example, if you go to private banks, look at the reds. Greens are here. Select companies are being bought a lot. That does not mean that the economy is necessarily doing well or it's a broader bull run which is happening in the economy. Look at the size of these reds. What you hear as headline news all the time is Nifty and the top stocks. Nifty 50, this is yesterday, this is today. Adani Group continues to be at the bottom. In fact, let me show you something which is a little scary. See the topper from yesterday, ONGC, L&T, they were down in the red. What was down yesterday? Infosys, Tech Mahindra, JSW Steel. They are in the green. Think of it, people who buy the euphoria or sell in desperation here. See here, Infosys, TCS at the top, followed by Reliance. Asian Paints came back today, BL number 5. Today, the towers were reasonably balanced out in terms of contribution to Nifty on the upside and downside. At the bottom, we continue to have Adani Enterprises. Today, Ultratech Cement also joined at the bottom, Sun Pharma, Adani Ports and Bajaj Auto. These five were pulling Nifty down most. Today, the volumes also vanished. Yesterday, I showed the volumes were very high. That is why perhaps I was also saying that it was a really boring day today. Next 50, the reds increased here as well. At the top, we had Macrotech Developer or Lodha. Zomato, Varun Beverages finally left the bottom, came up. The volumes here also were not very high. They were high for the Adani pack, which continues to be at the bottom. Approximately 50-50, but the tower of software was too high. This was compensated by three of the large sectors on the downside: the power pack, automobile, and banking services. Look at the damage being done to Adani Enterprises at the bottom, minus 268%. This is getting worse every day. Hotels are not coming under profit booking, so they are continuing to be at the top. The software has been up a lot. See the trend? However, the gains in the large market cap companies, TCS, Infosys, the percentage has not been very high. So this overall number, which is dependent upon market cap also, that is moving up slightly slower. Now let me take you through some of the changes made in the dashboard today. This sticker is new. It will carry more useful information in future. The placeholder is there. And let's jump to Nifty. So we had Nifty and Bank Nifty earlier. Now we have Next 50 and Nifty IT also. Now let me explain the logic of these greens and reds. The green is if the stock is less than 10% away from its high. So suppose the high is 1000 and the stock is now at roughly 910, it will go up 10% and it will make a new high. Then it will be green. Earlier this limit was 5%. I have revised it today because 5% was being attained and lost nearly every day in select stocks. The logic for red is slightly different. If the stock needs to go up 50%, for example, a stock is 100 rupees, it has fallen to 66. At that stage, it will be red. Also, if a stock is less than 10% away from its 52-week low, like the case of Reliance, see 9%, then it will be red in both of these conditions. This H happens when a stock hits a 52-week high. Similarly, if a stock hits a low, then there is a L in red color that appears in this column. This particular column is percentage for the day. There is change made to this price column today. This is color formatted and comma separated now. Red means the number was down today, the stock or index. There was a number here which was a range, like for example 0.5 to 0.8. That was confusing a lot of people, so that is gone now. I have redone this particular section today. This number shows the distance to 52-week lows and highs. For example, Sun Pharma, this green 33%. What that means is if Sun Pharma falls 33% from here, it will hit a new low. The low is 1184 for the 52 weeks. Right now it is 1761. Similarly, 11% means if Sun Pharma goes up 11%, then it will hit a new high, which means it will exceed 1960. These columns depict 52-week low high. Now there is color coding here. Let me zoom a bit. So 75 means the volumes for the day are 75% or more compared to the previous 10-day volumes, average volumes. Similarly, 50 means 50 to 75. 25 means 25 to 50%. 100 means 100 to 200. I've just jumped to the investing dashboard to show you. If the volumes are very high, more than 200%, then a rocket is shown. So very clearly in this dashboard, we can see that only one stock had very high volumes because there is one rocket. The price to equity ratio is for the stock. This 32.47 which you see is a market cap driven weighted average for all the numbers that are shown here. A lot of us want to invest in dividend yield stocks. That is why dividend yield column is there, percentage. Let me jump to oil and gas to showcase this particular concept. See, in oil and gas, green means dividend is greater than 7%. So 4 stocks, if you buy them and they continue to give the historical dividend, they will give you FD or better return as dividend. Now if you look at the graph, say of Reliance, then 1295 is the current price. Since markets are closed right now, this is the closing price. This is the percentage gain for the day. Minus 45% is the reduced volume compared to average volumes of last 10 days. Infosys plus 15% means 115% volume or 1.15x volumes. Yellow line is Nifty. This shows the correlation on a daily basis with Nifty. CSBI nearly same path as Nifty today. This first blue dot is the closing price of yesterday. This blue dot is the closing price of today. During market hours, this is the current price. This line shows the trend. A line with positive angle means a good day, but a line with a negative angle, that shows a bad day for the stock. In general, I consider if a stock is trading above this line whole day as a good day for that stock. This particular trend is for the last few days. So for example, Reliance has been up for 3 days. Now this graph can be clicked. There are 4 sections here. Today, 10 day, this graph needs to get better. 1 month also. So 1 year, this is the RSI line, RSI 14. This blue line is the stock price. This is the 50-day moving average. This is the 200-day moving average. And stock price below both of these is a terrible sign, which is there for Reliance. Let's quickly check HDFC as well. See HDFC, the stock price is above both of these lines and 50-day moving average is better than 200-day moving average. Since this angle is improving, the stock is doing well. In fact, the PE perhaps is rising here. Standard RSI ranges most people use is 60-40. I use 65-35 for my decisions. Now there is a lot of visual information on this particular chart. This is 52-week high. If a stock hits a 52-week low, there is a red star at the bottom. This is the visual volume indicator for the day. Trading range is the distance between the lowest and highest point of the day. This is important if you are trading and especially in FNO. Blue line is the current line, green is the highest point, red is the lowest point. These numbers show the actual price at that point. Now we have Nifty, Bank Nifty. In banking and finance, we have private sector, public sector, investment companies, insurance companies, NBFCs, and microfinance. In sectors, we have IT, auto ancillary, defense, metal, oil and gas, and power. Then we have certain themes. Consumption is not a formal sector. So edible consumption, non-edible consumption. In business group, I've added Tata Group today. Heat map wise, Nifty 50. This is something which is WIP. Let me now take you through Tata Group. The top company by market cap is TCS, followed by Titan, then Tata Motors, Trent, Tata Steel, Tata Power, and so on. Right now, only two companies are in the green, TCS and IHC. In some ways, I see that the bears are pouncing on this pack, especially since Mr. Ratan Tata passed away. That is why you see Titan, Tata Motors, Tata Consumer, Tata ELXI. There is nothing coming from the promoter side, which is Tata Sons. India Hotel Company has been on a tear. Let's see the graph. See, this is the 1 year graph. That is why you see hotels at the top. On the same side, if you look at Tata Motors, literally gone down to the 52-week low now. Hope this was useful. Let me now take you through the day graphs. Bank Nifty today was under pressure. ICICI Bank was up a bit, but HDFC did not go anywhere. But SBI, Kotak Mahindra, and Axis Bank, they were down a bit. Private sector banks, if you draw this line here, the greens are a lot better than the reds. But if you draw this particular line, there is too much damage already done in this particular zone. Specifically today, Yes Bank stands out. It was up whole day, plus 175% volumes. The stock was up 5%, and Federal Bank, as usual, made a new high. Defense was perhaps the strongest sector today. As and when we have news of shipping companies getting some orders from government, this sector jumps with joy. Cochin Shipyard very early in the day hit upper circuit. Despite the joy, these companies are in red. Oil and gas was mixed bag today. Reliance had a minor uptick, but ONGC, Oil India both corrected. Oil marketing companies did not go anywhere. No greens, many reds. The worst sector perhaps was power. Not just the Adani pack, everyone was down. There are some talks of India stepping up on renewables. As a result, Vari and Premier, they may go up tomorrow a bit. Maybe SW Solar, Suzlon also may join them. Consumption came back very strongly today. Only Adani Wilmar, because of the Adani franchise, that was down. Non-edible also was good. However, there were some reds here. Trent fell a bit. Imami was down. Gillette, that was up 12% yesterday, that came for some profit booking, down 4%. These two sectors of consumption will be a bit scary for investors. That is because there is value, but there is too much negative talk. Hope this tour was useful. My dream is that this dashboard should be available to all of you very soon if you like it. And I just refreshed the dashboard. FI is bought today also, second consecutive green day. Are they back? The numbers for both of them for the month are approximately matching. Now I talked about this yesterday. M&M has unveiled two new e-SUVs. A lot of the fortune of M&M will depend upon the sales of these numbers, the booking numbers. Moody's has cut the outlook for 7 Adani Group firms to negative. Main problem is internationally getting cheap money, orders, buying ports, etc. That may become a big problem for Adani Group for several months and quarters. This is an interesting news. Parliament may clear bill to raise insurance FDI limit to 100%. In fact, this could also mean government will sell a lot of state-owned insurance companies. Gold is cracking a bit, nearly about to go below 75,000. Silver 88,000. USD INR in the familiar zone. My trades for the day, no sell, and I bought BL Solar Industries, HUL a little because I sold 5 units. I have just purchased this second unit now. This is FOMO. I saw KFIN go up a lot and I bought 1 unit. Remember, I had sold 10 units last week and I missed this party because KFIN has gone up for 5-6 consecutive days now, nearly up 12% from the time I sold. BL and solar, I'll probably keep for some time. Maybe even keep them or average lower if they fall for the budget season. Defense stocks I expect to go up a lot around budget yet again. Thanks for watching and I will see you tomorrow.